give them a big round of applause. Your partner, CEO of Singtel Innovate. Zia Zhang, founder and CEO of Beaver Lake Capital. Judges, can you come up on stage? Yasuhiko Yurimoto, founder and CEO of Global Brain. David Patterson, Global Alliance Operation, Research in Motion. Vincent Laurier, founding partner of Golden Gate Ventures. Alright, right now we'll have our team number 1, and they are Ragic from Taiwan. Please give them a big round of applause. Alright, Ragic, here's to rmind you, you have 6 minutes to do your pitching, and after which our judges will have 6 minutes of Q&A. Okay, and it's strictly 6 minutes, so I'll be here to push you. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, so your 6 minutes start now.
Hello everyone, I'm Jeff from Ragic. We're a Taiwanese startup. And today I will show you a spreadsheet-style online database builder. Okay, it's been a long-running joke and well-known fact that Excel is the world's most used database. So business users, they just love Excel. If you want to keep some contact information or customer information, they're just, okay, let me fire up my Excel and I put it all in there. So it's so easy so that most business users, that they just really know how to use Excel to keep their data. But the funny thing is that Excel, it's not even a database. It's not a computer. So Excel is not even a database. So, okay. Okay, so millions of business users use Excel as their database, even though that they should have been using a database. Because originally Excel was called VisiCalc. It's made to use calculations, not for data management. But millions of business users, they use spreadsheets to manage their data. Why? Because database is so hard to build. The business users, they are so helpless. They're all lonely when they're trying to build a database. They might try to ask their IT department, but IT department is really always busy. Well, I was in the IT department for 4 years. We're always busy. Well, it's not that we're trying to get our work. Usually enterprises have really little enterprise resource to do all these. So now, all they can do is use spreadsheets as their database. So there are a couple of great things about using spreadsheet as database. That's the reason that Excel becomes the world's most used database without even trying. First, it's super flexible, super easy to learn. You don't need IT support. It's ready in an hour. Just like our old friend Steve Jobs says, it just works. But what's wrong with using Excel as the database? First, we can only manage simple data. You cannot manage data that is too complex. And it's not good with relations. And if you have more than a couple users, it becomes really troublesome to do because you cannot do access control. So here's why Ragic comes to play. We are a light tool to quickly develop databases for business users, just like using Excel. And now check out Ragic in action, but my computer is not hooked up to the screen, so I'll have to skip this part. But basically, you can use Ragic to develop database applications just like you're designing a spreadsheet form. If you want to create a form, just type in the name of the field. And if you want to remove it, just use backspace and remove it. Everything is done just like using a spreadsheet without any coding. The point But the point of Ragic Builder is that you can do more things with less. With the simple action of modifying a spreadsheet data, you're already modifying the database front end, like HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript, and the middle tier, Java, and the backend SQL. Everything is done just by modifying your spreadsheet form. And you don't even need to know how to design the database. So how do we sell this product? There are two ways. You can use the hosted version, which is hosted on our server, or you can have a private installation on your own choice of servers. So if you host it on our server, it's a monthly fee based on how many users you have. And lastly, the team. We're a bunch of IT veterans that we have been working in the IT industry for quite some time. And we think that we really need to provide a better new way for us to build database applications. And people in the IT industry get burned out so quickly because building databases with Java, with PHP is so boring and routine. Because all you need to do is create forms to have you create entries, modify entries, creating reports. It's all very routine. But all the talents in the world, all the companies in the world is lacking talents. Everybody is trying to find talents. But a lot of IT talents are just devoted in creating database form, creating reports, all these boring things. We think that there has got to be a better way. We want to provide a smarter way for enterprises to create database applications using this spreadsheet interface where business users are most familiar with. Thank you. And if you want to see a demo, my booth is right over there. Originally, I have a demo right here. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you. So now it's time for the judges to ask questions. And judges, you two have 6 minutes. And your 6 minutes start now.
Do you have any users?
We have about 4K registered users and 30 paid enterprise customers.
How many databases created?
About 1,000, more than 1,000. So a lot of users, they use it to use other people's database, and they register it to identify themselves in the database.
When you look at the limitations of Excel,
right?
Is it within the program itself, or is it a question of user education? And how does your solution address that? What's the learning curve of your application?
Well, spreadsheet is basically a flat file. You cannot manage really complicated relation with spreadsheet. Although you technically can, but it's extremely cumbersome. You need to do a lot of very strange macro things. So I think by providing a real, true database tool with a spreadsheet interface, we can make the job of developing database applications really quickly and very easily to learn.
And how much of the applicability of Excel carries over to your solution? So if someone is familiar with Excel, does a lot of that carry over, or do they have to learn a new system?
Most of them just carry over. Even like our formula or how the auto-formatting, we try to copy the protocols from Excel as much as possible. We implement them to have users follow their original user behavior so that they can develop applications on Ragic by their original knowledge on Excel.
Is there a next step? In other words, if I loaded my Excel to your system, have you seen that people then move on to out of your system into better databases?
For now, everybody, when they move into Ragic, I haven't really seen anybody move out of it. So everybody is pretty happy with it because they all want a lot of more database built on Ragic, because once they saw that they can build like a simple CRM system within a day, they said, hey, maybe I can manage my HR data on Ragic with 2 days.
Kind of sucks that you can't show a demo. What does your typical customer, whether it's one of the 4,000 or the 30 enterprise, what do they look like? And what is it that they're making? Just pick one customer that's you like.
Well, the biggest use of Ragic Builder is to do a CRM system. And CRM system is supposed to, their needs very different between industries and companies. Imagine a bookstore using the same CRM system as a petroleum company. It just doesn't make sense. So everybody in different industry and different companies need different systems for themselves. So Ragic comes in for them to customize their own system according to their need very easily.
And then for a CRM system, how come they would choose this as something so custom rather than out of the box, like Sugar CRM or Salesforce if they're large?
Well, for example, I was in the IT department, and we looked through Siebel, PeopleSoft, Oracle, and a lot of CRM solutions. And our VP just said, our industry is kind of different. We need such a thing, and it's kind of really hard to build them with an out-of-the-box CRM because it's just everybody is so different, and specialty is just nothing special.
So,
just the last question, because I saw 2008. When did you launch?
We launched about almost 2 years ago.
so the lightweight customizable CRM tool that's a little less expensive than the off-the-shelf, but it still seems like an Excel user might be down here, a database developer is way up here, but to use Ragic you have to be somewhere in between. Therefore it's just not as easy as using Excel. You use the term Ragic developer. It makes me scared. That I could figure out how to build a CRM system. What's the bar for actually building out a Ragic database from Excel?
Well, actually, all you need to do is know how to type in the fields that you want.
That's it?
And yeah, you need to know what fields you want, and you just type in the fields. And that's just the beginning, because if you type in the fields, it becomes a usable system. And later on, when you want more functions, there are a lot of functions that you can use. But of course, you cannot use any of them, but still a working system. Just not as smooth as a full-grown CRM system.
How do you sell your product? What is the marketing you use to sell the product?
We try to get some coverage on like Echelon and some blog in the US, and it's been working okay for us because it's an interesting concept and people are pretty much willing to try it out because they all have a lot of data on their spreadsheet.
But do you think that's going to scale?
Not for now, not for later, but okay for now.
So you basically rely on viral marketing.
Right. And one of the things that we do viral is that we provide some community databases. So people can build free Ragic applications for everyone. Like we have some concert ticket exchange applications. People just go on to sell their ticket or buy a ticket like StubHub. And so when people use Ragic, they become curious that, hey, what kind of application is this? And they'll think that, hey, maybe I can use Ragic to develop some business application for myself. And most of our users first know Ragic by this method.
We will accept third-party applications on your application store. Next step to expand your business.
All right, judges. Okay, and Ragic, your time is up. Okay, we have only strictly 6 minutes. Okay, thank you, Ragic. Thank you. That was great.